Hello the internet! It is Saturday the 23rd of January 2021 and welcome back to the live stream. Today I figure we, you and me have a bit of a chit chat. What's on your mind? What would you like to discuss? I like to sometimes leave this open for general discussion. Not that I've got to always control the discussion. Whatever's on your minds. I do have a little trigger if we can sort of kick things off. I do want to talk a little about electric vans. On my D-Live stream earlier this week, we did have a little look at a newcomer. Well, turns out it's not an electric van. It's a van on steroids, but not an electric van. So I want to talk a little about, I got a video here, inside the world's first electric RV, an electric RV. But before we get to that, the chit chat. I began the chit chat with hello the internet. Then Marlon Christiansen. Hello Marlon, how you doing? Nice to see you, nice to have you, nice to know you. I'll give you a little cheerses. Marlon, that's for you. Hello. Perdsky. Hello Perdsky, how you doing, man? Metal Detecting Forum. Hello Metal Detecting Forum. Hello good peeps, how you doing? Nice to see you, nice to have you, nice to know you. Hope you've all been keeping well and safe. Very nice of you. That is the chit chat as far as we are right now. I want to say thanks for swinging by on the stream. This is an unusual time for me to go live. I normally would go live a little whiles later. However, there is a wind dropping off. So just as a heads up, it's 7:30 a.m. on the east coast of Australia. And I would normally not do this live stream until around about 9 a.m. But that is when the wind is going to be completely, well, not completely, but at the lowest point it's going to hit. It's going to be coming from the west, so it's offshore wind. There's a 1.4 meter swell, and the tide will also be at the lowest. So that's when I want to be surfing. So I don't want to be live streaming when the conditions are perfect. So I came out here earlier, got up early, and here I am doing a live stream on the YouTube machine for you all. My other channel, it's Emrix. Oh, it's Emrix. How you doing, man? I did not know this was you, man. There you go, my other channel. You little YouTuber with two different channels. By the way, man, I've kind of given up on that concept of the Jack Daniels only channel. When I saw how poorly that first video, and I mean, I know as a new channel, you shouldn't expect fantastic, incredible growth. Of course not. But I just saw how badly that video ranked in terms of searching again. So what I've decided to do instead is use my Jack Daniels content as my content, right? I don't care if it doesn't rate any longer. I just enjoy the product, and I'm going to continue to enjoy the product with or without YouTube. With or without YouTube, I'm going to enjoy Jack Daniels. I'm going to enjoy making the reviews. If they ever get traction, theoretically, they should all pop because they're in playlists and they're all titled correctly. Hey, by the way, I got to turn on my AC. It's early in the morning, yet it is warm here. I got to turn this AC on 1 second. I'm going to turn this on like this. Get a little bit of cool air in my face here. You're a little stressed. You're a little stressed out? What's going on? Why are you stressed out? I am classed as extremely vulnerable, and my wife is looking after a COVID patient, so scary stuff. Okay, so Emrix, I'm not doxing you, but you're in the UK. This is a given fact. You can tell that from the accent on your videos. And you want to talk COVID? I mean, I'm happy to talk whatever you guys want. COVID in the UK, it's popped off, right? You guys had a shocking Christmas, right? You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't see family. It was on for young and old. Is that right? And it's still on. I feel like, I mean, I'm not speaking for the whole of Australia here, but I feel like at least we're coming out of it. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it feels like we're coming out of it. MDF says, I'm still experimenting with a new channel and we'll stick with it for a bit and see what happens. Fair enough. Stay safe, bro. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Beat after beat. How you doing, man? Have a beat crushing weekend, Gibbs. Thank you, man. Hey, by the way, I'm almost ready to do another test So if you guys saw my IRL streams last weekend actually I did them on YouTube as well. I restreamed all that shizzle. Predominantly it was DLive, but I did restream it through Trovo, Float, Facebook, and YouTube. And what we found, so we did touch on this briefly last week, and then we looked at this browser software called Lightsphere, Light something. Shit, I can't recall what it was. Let me just have a little look here. Ah, shit. Hang on a second. I've just opened up. I'm using the Brave browser these days, folks, and it's going well. It's going well. I'm using Brave because we do touch on crypto on my DLive streams. Once a week we do a crypto stream, and the Brave browser, you can earn crypto just by using it. So we're onto that. So what's this browser software called? It's Go Lightstream. Lightstream, right? I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So we looked into Lightstream, and I've set it up. And I am quietly confident that I could possibly do an IRL stream today, later on DLive. I'll probably restream it everywhere. The idea is sort of to test the be right back sort of the dropping of the... So when this is what we assessed. When you drive, in Australia, it's probably the greatest example of this. You go between areas of cell phone reception because you've got towers that only, like if you look at a map, I got an app called Oz Towers, and when you look at where you are and you look at the towers around, it actually gives you like an expanding circle of how far those towers reach. And you got two different towers, Telstra and Optus, and they cross over. And so in that area, you've got really good signal, good signal. But as soon as you go between those areas, bam, Livestream goes from 7,000 or from 7 megabytes down to 0 megabytes, and not consequently the stream drops. But what Lightstream has, because it's browser based, as soon as it recognizes you're not receiving an RTMP signal, it bumps up a stationary JPEG, which you decide, and it tells your audience, hey man, we're going through turbulence, hold out there and we'll be back. So I got all that set up and I tested it here. I tested it on my bed by streaming to unlisted to YouTube, and I pulled out one plug from one of the modems and I watched the bitrate go down a little. Then I pulled out the other one and I watched it go all the way to 0 meg, and sure enough, on the stream, up came my shit's gone down, hold out there and we'll be back. Then I plugged them back in, shit came back up, bitrate went back up to 7 megabytes a second, bam, stream came back up. So maybe that's the way we do it when we're driving vast distances. And I want to test it this afternoon by driving from here into town. I got to fill up a gas bottle, so I know that there's a dead zone in there, and after that, once we filled the gas bottle up, maybe we'll go up the river and have a jack on the river or something. I don't know, but yeah. Did they give you a free trial? Yes, and I guess that will be expiring today because it's a 7-day free trial. I'll talk about that in a second. Just let me... Getting much worse in the UK, right? So the COVID is getting worse. Pertsky, I heard today the new stream is 30-40% more deadly and incredibly easier to catch. That's why we're looking to lockdown until end of March. Wow. Quick Draw McGraw. How you doing, Quick Key? I was going to say QDD. Quick Draw McGraw. I'm hard. I find this difficult to do an early morning stream. I'm just a little tired right now. How you doing, Quick Draw? Nice to see you, man. Not the best news, but at least the vaccine is getting rolled out. There are a light at the end of the tunnel. Did they give you the free trial? So in terms of the free trial, yes, but it's the same as anybody. Like I reached out to them and I said, I want to roll all of my live streaming, all of my IRL into your package, but I'm concerned about this, this, and this. And to be fair, they didn't really answer very well. I found a better resource was on their Discord. If you reach out through their ticketing system, it took sometimes 2 days for anyone to answer, and then they would just answer with, I don't know. The website's dated. A lot of the offerings on the website aren't there any longer, and they've changed the terminology. Some of the wordage has changed. It's a little bit of a clunky setup, but once it's set up, So for instance, the app doesn't exist anymore. They talk about how you can control your stream by the app when you're on the road. You don't even have to have your computer on, which is rad, but the app's gone, completely gone, doesn't exist. And they've even said we depreciated the app, so now you got to use the browser on your phone, but nobody doesn't say that anywhere. It says it in one place. So it's a little bit clunky. Launton Bingham, hello Launton, how you doing, man? This cheers is for you, buddy. Nice to see you, nice to have you, nice to know you. You are getting some freeze frames. Oh yeah, I have. Shit, I see that. I dropped, oh wow, I've dropped 12,047 frames. Thanks for letting me know, Perdbeer. I don't know what that is. You know what I think that is? And I'm gonna test this. I don't think going directly into YouTube is great. I think going via Restream.io is the way to stream. I think Restream somehow organizes your signal better, because I'm seeing that now. Interesting. Spencer, hello Spencer, what's poppin'? How you doing, man? Spencer Lou, what a cool handle. Those live chats are nearly always subcontractors who are just reading from a manual. Right, yeah, Perd, yeah, now I'm going to keep looking at the drop frames. It seems to be stuck on 12,047. Sorry, not 12,000, 1,200, 12,000. I mean, currently we've dropped 4.2% of the stream, which is 1,247 frames. Not many, but enough to be noticeable. Audio is fine and it's resolved. It must have just been a section that we dropped, because I'm using 4G and I'm only using one signal. But so what I want to do this afternoon is test that. But what I haven't done yet, I haven't sussed out that audio routing issue. So when we flick to main camera being GoPro, I want the audio to still come from the GH5. I think I know how to do that. I just haven't had a chance to look at it. So another reason why I'm streaming earlier today than usual is so that I can get out there in the ocean, have a surf at the primo time, come back, suss that audio situation out, and then do an IRL stream this afternoon. Go and get the gas filled up on that gas bottle, then go out and maybe hang out by the river for a little while. I'm not going to sleep somewhere tonight. I'm going to come back here, but I'm going to be kind of local, so I want to have a couple of jacks and that's it. Mainly as a test, I suppose, to see how well this Be Right Back stuff works. Another thing that Lightstream doesn't do, which sucks, the only video files you can load are WebM files, and WebM files don't allow opacity, an alpha channel. So when I run my triple give alerts and the Tokomo special treatments and the Benny 12C, etc., they are all video files with an alpha channel. So they're all .movie files with a clear opaque alpha channel. Convert those to a web.m file, .webm file, and you don't get the alpha. So then when I trigger an alert like that on Lightstream, Go Lightstream, you just have to change the transparency of it. So in effect, my vision will go sort of black, like it'll go dark, and then the alert will come up, and then it will go back to regular. It's just a little workaround, just because of the way that they're only allowing. Oh, another thing, while we're talking about another thing that's really, really, really clunky on Go Lightstream. Get this, as a live streamer, get this. When you're checking your content, when you're setting up your stream and you're in their browser, doesn't matter which browser. I tried it in Brave, I tried it in Chrome, tried it in Safari, tried it in Firefox. When you're doing that, you don't hear any audio. You can't monitor audio anywhere. All you can see is a little audio meter at the bottom bumping around. And I was like, I put in my Tidy Labs alerts for Mayunis, wow, all that stuff, right? And I tested it on DLive, on Tidy Labs, and I could see the signal coming, I could see the test coming in, and I could see the animation coming up. And I was like, why can't I hear any audio? And I'm faffing around with loopback, I'm faffing around with the system audio, I'm faffing around with everything. Finally, I get onto their Discord and I'm like, dudes, why doesn't my alerts have any audio? Why can't I hear what the alerts are? And I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm on a Mac, I've got loopback, I've got all this stuff. And eventually somebody from, a guy called Mitchell from Go Lightstream says, oh, you can't actually monitor any audio in our software. It's just the nature of it. The only way you can monitor it is if you do a stream and test it and then listen to the stream. It's like, what? I can't get my levels and shit worked out before I go live? That's ridiculous. So what I did was I went live for about 6 hours and I just tweaked everything live on an unlisted YouTube stream until it was perfect. And then the beauty of that is you just quit the browser. It's kind of strange. It's almost like you're not saving any work. You just quit it and you pick up your phone and you go live from your phone and everything's there. It is unique. It is unique, but it's just a different way of sort of thinking about it. Perdsky, those live chat. Yeah, there you go. Quick draw. Are people wanting the vaccine in the UK? Just wondering, because the general consensus in the US is people don't want it. Interested to hear about other countries. I can't speak on the UK's behalf, but I'm not going to take it. I'm not taking the vaccine. What time will this be, Perdsky? Hours from now. So 7, it's 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I would suggest we're going to be looking at least 8 hours from now, maybe 7 hours from now when we start that. But thanks for asking. There's no timestamp links here on YouTube, is there? Embrix, metal detecting forums, MDF. Sorry, man. Most people generally do in the UK. I cannot personally wait at all, as my immune system has been reduced due to kidney transplant in February. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, so you're definitely on the vulnerable side. I'm divided on the vaccine. I'm a heavy smoker, so I'll consider it based on that. But the idea of me infecting others is my primary concern. That's very selfless of you. It is, isn't it? That's a very, yeah. Not often you hear someone say you're selfless. It's always you're selfish. That's positive. There you go. I hope that comes across in a positive way it was intended. It did come across, to me, it came across as positive to Perdsky. Selfless. Selfless. I like that. Perdsky, you might be able to make it. Yeah, cool. I'll restream it everywhere. I know I said I wouldn't do that, and I'm still thinking that restreaming typically is a pretty bad idea. Honestly though, the way I deal with the restreams after, like I don't keep them, I delete them. So if I can use Restream as I am on DLive to bring an audience in. Now the difference is I can't start putting up an alert saying come over to dlive.tv/givesaminute. I can't keep doing that while I'm driving, but I can say, hey folks, if you're watching this on the YouTube or the Facebook or the Trovo, get over to DLive because that's where this, and then we might kill the Restream at some point. I don't know. But either way, I think I should allow, or I should give myself the ability to do separate streams as well. I couldn't live with myself if I killed somebody from negligence. Right, Perdbeer. That's extremely selfless. Extremely selfless. Well, folks, let's move in and have a little look at this video. It's over here on the YouTube machine, inside the world's first electric RV. We'll make this full screen, and we'll have a look at this.
While electric cars have become a more common sight on our roads, there's still some way to go before we step away entirely from fossil-based fuels.
It's English, clearly.
The change to electric power is well underway, but there are still some categories of road transportation that are missing out, including the motorhome segment. That's until recently.
Motorhome, a motorhome is an RV, a recreational vehicle, or a van. Hashtag van life. Perdsky, I have a friend of a friend whose wife nearly died. They have a lot of young kids. That shook me up. Yeah, I understand that. They have a lot of young kids, and yeah, how would he be left alone without a wife to do the parenting? Heavy, yeah.
We've already seen some electric vans, such as the Nissan ENV200 and more recently the Mercedes e-Sprinter, but neither are dedicated camper vans. Various conversions have taken place, and even the one-off electrification of some camper vans. But Germany is home to the world's first fully electric purpose-built RV, the Iridium E-Mobil 70 EB. The original model debuted in early 2019 at a German trade show.
Iveco. Is that how you say it? Iveco? He said it, didn't he? He said Iveco.
Home to the world taken place, and even the one-off electrification of some camper vans. But Germany is home to the world's first fully electric purpose-built RV, the Iridium E-Mobil 70 EB.
Iridium from Iveco. Oh, Iveco. Would love the Audi, Purby. You'd love the Audi one. Now, this is the first I'm seeing of this. This is the first I'm seeing of it. It doesn't look suitable for off-road, does it? It looks kind of road-based only.
The original model debuted in early 2019 at a German trade show, a mere hint at what the companies were capable of creating when working together. It's a shame then that its range is just 124 miles. The
What? The range on
creating
that?
when working together. It's a shame then that its range is just 124 miles.
Holy shit, dudes. That's under 100 Ks. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's crazy. Considering the Cybertruck gets 500 miles. And it would go some more. That's lousy.
The latest offering doubles this, promising more than 249 miles on a single charge.
That's better, right? That's better. Still not great. Hey Siri, how many kilometers is 249 miles?
249 miles is 400.73 kilometers.
Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way. It's 400 kilometers. That's heaps. That's great. Sorry, I thought it went the other way. Yeah, right. 400k. Okay. Okay, cool.
This comes with the transition from an 86.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack to a 108 kilowatt-hour offering. That's double the range on a 30% battery capacity boost, thanks in part to more efficient technology.
Iveco is a huge truck and van producer from Italy. Right. We see them out here on the roads. I didn't know they were Italian. There are some really cool camper vans that I've seen from this company, but not electric. Jake Ski, how you doing, man? Jake Huston, how you going, buddy? Welcome to the stream, Ski. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day.
Under the hood is a lithium iron phosphate battery, while the latest model boasts a healthy 188 horsepower and 730 newton meters of torque.
730 what? Newton meters? 1.21 gigawatts? Yeah, I'm doing well too, man. I'm doing well. Sup, Jake?
The smaller offering
I just farted.
consists of a 141 horsepower, 650 newton meters powertrain, still nothing to be frowned at. The system is able to recuperate some lost power through its regenerative braking system, while weight and cost implications prevent companies from offering a motorhome with even more range. Nevertheless, EFAS Managing Director Bastian Beutel explains that the forever-changing battery technologies mean that the company will likely offer an extended range in the future, which can be retrofitted by swapping out the old batteries. Charging happens via a Type 2 connector at 22 kilowatts, or a CCS fast charger which supports a 50 kilowatt current, a threshold which the company expects to lift to 100 kilowatts in the future. There's no word on charging times as of yet. Camper vans can be costly and complex things to design, which is why they are very rarely built from the ground up by one company.
That looks cool, that little back section.
And complex things to design, which
That
is
little
why they are very
that little
rarely built
entrance.
from the ground up by one
Look at that
company.
little storage area back there. You can put the kids in there when they're being rowdy. It's like, okay, kids, if you can't shut up, you're going down into the basement. I mean, if there's a... Where's my mouse? If there's a television screen on this wall here, you could put the kids on this little seat and say, okay, shut up. Get down there. You're down there until we get to the campsite, you're in the basement. Mum, I don't mind being in the basement. At least we've got the PlayStation. No PlayStation.
And this Iridium is no exception. The front section, what is known as the cab, is borrowed from Fiat. In fact, it's the same front end as the Fiat Movio campervan, sitting on Fiat Ducato underpinnings. Elektrofahrzeuge Stuttgart, or EFAS, then strips the bonnet of its turbo diesel engine and replaces it with one of two electric powertrains. The work in progress is then passed to another German company, campervan manufacturer WOF, to assemble the shell for the living quarters, before it finally makes its way to Swiss campervan manufacturer Maurer Fahrzeugbau to apply the finishing touches to the rear section of the vehicle. WOF has been selling campervans since 2012, with luxury offerings under its upmarket
Just got to turn it down a tad, folks. It's just on the little high side.
Iridium sub-brand.
That looks like a cool road to drive on.
Various trims will come in at different weights, 4,000, 4,250 and 4,800 kilograms. The logic behind this is that the motorhome will sit in different categories in the countries in which it's sold, thus complying with different licenses and laws. YouTube and campervan aficionado Andrew Ditton was the first person of his kind outside of the company to test drive the Iridium eMobile 70 EB on a public highway in Germany. Driving more than 30 kilometers and using just 7% of the battery's total capacity, he reaches speeds of almost 60 miles per hour.
What do you guys see here when you see this? I personally see an electric van. Whereas when I see the Cybertruck and even like the Amazon van, I see electric vehicle with insane tech. This, even just the way this guy's sitting in it, and it just looks like a standard vehicle, right? Except that it's not a combustion engine. It's an electric engine, but it's still got a steering wheel, still got the same curvy shaped dash. Whereas Tesla have reinvented the concept of vehicles, and they happen to be electric. I don't see this as advancing tech that far. I see this as almost like a necessary change. So we're just going to get rid of the electric the petrol engine and replace it with electric. So everything else remains the same. It's not as exciting, I don't think, but it's what did Scott Morrison say? Not Scott Morrison. What did Malcolm Turnbull say? It's fit for purpose. The internet in Australia.
These figures suggest that a real-world range of 249 miles is genuinely possible. Spurred on to Floor the Throttle by fellow YouTuber Jules, Ditton remarks that the 4-ton piece of kit is no slouch. Thanks to its instant access to torque from low revs, it's likely to be quicker off the mark than the turbo diesel that powers the Fiat Movio. The test model lacks some features owing to the fact that it is exactly that, a test model aimed to purely demonstrate what is possible by the companies. Nevertheless, the model on show at the stand was more or less production ready, allowing us to get a proper look into what's on offer. The center of the dashboard houses a medium-sized screen.
See, it just looks like a car, like any old car to me. That's a shame, right? That's the shame. That's a shame. When you look at Tesla, you're looking at something that's completely 100% incredibly brilliantly designed, new tech, new thoughts. Something went wrong. My stream's still live. Oh shit. Why does my look at this. I'm playing the stream here. It's just something went wrong. What the hell? That's why I have a stream playing on the side, so I can keep verified of that. Oh, that's weird. Okay. That was weird. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I saw something pretty weird happen. Gibbs, are you considering purchasing an RV? Yes, definitely. Let me just put this back up here. The long-term goal is to live stream all around Australia. So the idea is, I don't know if you've caught any of the streams prior to today, but yeah, that must have been at my end, Perd Beer, because mine shut down or mine stopped playing. MRIX or MDF, the plan is to live stream all throughout Australia. So from the road, showcasing Australia. Now we've already sort of started that concept. I've got a van already. I own a van. I've got a bed in it. You can camp in it. It's an off-road van, and I can live stream from it. But we're sort of trying to eventually move towards an electric RV to live in permanently, live streaming. That's the long-term goal, the down the road goal.
Probably in the region of 6 or 7 inches. We know that this powers a navigation system as well as Bluetooth connectivity for mobile phones. On the steering wheel sits a custom badge, while behind it appears that the instrument cluster has been carried over from its...
E-vans are incredibly price sensitive, and that's why we're trying to maneuver this to get sponsorships, to get people behind this. So just to go back again, to put this concept together in its entirety, I've got to do 2 things. I've got to prove that this thing works, and when I say this thing, I mean the concept of live streaming from Australia, from anywhere, right? Driving, and that's the steps we're taking. We're trying to prove the theory, prove the concept. That's the first thing I've got to do. The second thing I've got to do is build an audience around that concept, get the audience interested, therefore there's a want for it. And then once those 2 things are fully in place, I'm going to approach brands. First one's going to be Elon Musk and Starlink, to get his satellite internet, and maybe he can kick in some cashola, and then we can afford to either buy one of these or brand one with his branding. That's just one approach I'm going to take. I'm going to approach other brands as well, but the big 2 things first. I got to prove the concept. I got to show him that this does work as it stands, and we could benefit by using your Starlink to make it better. And then I got to build an audience around that. So that's why we're constantly watching the developments in the van and the EV electric vehicle van EVV range. We're constantly keeping our heads alerted to what's going on, because at this particular point in the trajectory of how these electric vehicles is going, there will be a Tesla van. There's no denying that. The Cybertruck isn't the end of it for them. That's the That's the wow, look what we did. It's crazy, right? And then they'll be like, and for you people that aren't psychos who don't want to look like the Terminator, we've got this, and it's an electric van. And then of course we got the VW, the Buzz ID that's coming out as well. So there's a lot of progress being made here. Great idea. That type of content is very popular. Yeah, thank you, man. Oh, Stella's in the house. G'day, Stella. I didn't even see you slide in. How you doing? How you doing, Stella? That content, Emrix, I'm just going to call you Emrix. That content showcasing Australia, it's been done to death as a vlog. Like you can search, you know, traveling around Australia in a motorhome, and there's heaps of that content. But no one that I've seen is even attempting to do it live. So I don't want to spend 4 weeks driving New South Wales outback and ACT Canberra and then come home with 10 terabytes of footage and make 20 videos from it. Hell no. I want to do it all live. So there's no editing. There's literally nothing to do except do it and do it live. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's been my plan for about 2 years, or not 2 years, close to at least a year, over a year now. We've been talking about this, and we're making steps. Like this is why I do streaming from Stevan. This is why I'm testing new software and trying to get things to do what they can do, but it seems pretty difficult to get there. I think we're making good progress though. I feel like we are. Last weekend was fun. We did about 12 hours of live streaming from the road, including overnight stay in the rain, streaming from the van, including wake up and streaming a surf. Not great, but we did it. The concept, right? That we proved the concept, and we'll do it again and again and again until we get that shit. I want to get that shit so clean and so good that it's almost no different to sitting here streaming. Because as I say, I've said it many times, this setup, what I'm streaming from right here, this exact setup, there's no reason why this couldn't be in a van. I've literally got a 4G connection that I'm streaming from. I've got this whole thing could be on battery. That camera could be pointing at the road, and we could be having a good time, and then we pull over and we sit down. Hey, you're not going to believe the sunset out there tonight, folks. There's kangaroos, there's wallabies, there's dingoes. Check this out. Take the camera off we go, and we're in a new place. And that's like, for people that can't afford to come to Australia, in certainly these kind of COVID times, then live streaming brings everybody together. That's the pitch.
Former life as a Fiat. While on test drive, the company representative alerted it into various statistics, such as battery usage on a separate dashboard-mounted monitor. Although uncertain, it's likely that a new instrument cluster may house the relevant information for an electric vehicle.
Nice to see your vision and enthusiasm. You're halfway there with that drive. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah. Cheers. I always give everything I do the best I can. Whenever you see sponsored camper van off-road things, normally they have a ton of sponsors and the vehicle is plastered with tons of stickers. Right on, Perdsky. Yeah, exactly. And on the live stream the other day on DLive, Woz gave me a link to his friends who did a similar thing. And at the bottom of their webpage, but they put out a DVD of their trip back in, was it 2018, I think? A DVD in 2018. That was a bit of a, oh, you missed out there. You should have just made a website with downloads. But anyway, a physical DVD. Who even has a DVD player? Anyway, that the bottom of their page has a whole list of all their sponsors, and I'd be stupid not to approach those people at a minimum, right? Because they could kick in something.
With just a pair, rather than a trio of seats up front, thoughts turn to extra passengers. But Jules is spotted sitting, fastened by a seatbelt, on a double bench seat behind the driver. Behind the driver and the bench sits a dining table. Both front seats can swivel, while a fifth seat behind the passenger completes the count around the table. Further back, behind the bench seat, is a small but functional kitchen area. It measures 2 cabinets in width, albeit very narrow cabinets, and houses a sink and double gas burner. Strangely, the decision was taken to incorporate gas rather than an efficient electric or induction stovetop. Drawers and doors open up to reveal enough storage for the essentials, while further overhead storage completes the kitchen area. Behind the kitchen and next to the door entry sits a tall fridge freezer and further overhead storage. The bathroom has been split in two, a rather functional feature which allows occupants to share their usage between the 2 mini-rooms. On one side lies a shower wet room with water likely fed from an onboard tank, while the other side houses a small WC.
Likely fed from an onboard tank. You'd want to hope so.
A toilet and miniature sink is all that's needed, with an eye-level vanity cabinet and mirror completing the minimalistic approach.
Perd, I think that's a better route to go than relying on a singular or dual sponsor. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. The more sponsors you can get involved, the better for everybody. Like, I'm just thinking someone like Elon, who's got multi billions of dollars, and if the first pitch will be to Elon. The first pitch will kind of be something along the lines of, I'm going to make a video. It's going to be under 5 minutes. It's going to showcase what I've already done. It's going to showcase when shit goes down, when the signal drops. It's going to showcase how 4G isn't suitable in this country to do what I want to do. And that pitch will be, yo, Elon, does your Starlink satellite internet cover me in these spots? Will this work? If I use your Starlink internet alongside my 2 4G connections, maybe even a third 4G, will that ensure I stay connected? Basically, Elon, can your Starlink satellite help me live stream from Australia? And if he says, dude, I would love to get you in on the beta testing or get you in just as a user, get on that stuff. And I'm loving seeing you driving around Australia and showcasing the country live. I mean, imagine having Elon in the chat, right? Imagine him saying, dude, this is working perfectly. Look at the bitrate. How this is, and then he says, and by the way, what's that shitty little van you're living in? I'll give you $100,000 to get an RV. We'll deck it out with Starlink. $100,000 to Elon is nothing, but it means quite literally, a change in life for me and for the content. So I gotta prove the content. I gotta explain how it's working. I gotta explain why it's not working. I gotta explain how his product can benefit me and therefore everybody else that's already watching. And then, by the way, I think you just tripped over and $100,000 fell out of your wallet. That kind of thing, right? For him, not a big deal. We do it all correctly. We get the branding involved. We get everything legit. I'm not just saying he's going to give me a bunch of money and off I go. No, we build a brand partnership. We get it all sorted legally and efficiently. And there's contracts. There's, you have to do this in the videos. You have to, in the live streams. You have to say this. You have to say that. All that stuff gets taken care of. Just the money, which I don't have. That's the point. I would also consider approaching Telstra and Optus. Absolutely, Perdbeer. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Telstra and Optus for sure because of the 4G. And by the way, by then in major cities there'll be 5G as well, so we'll be able to use their 5G content stuff. Chris, hey man, how's it going? Hey, going, Chris Child? I'm doing well, dude. I'm doing very well. We're just learning about the world's first electric RV.
Final step back lands you in the bedroom at the rearmost end of the living area. The layout shown features a split double bed, or what many people may know as twin beds, with a couple of steps up in between. As ever, an array of overhead storage is on offer, although this time to store clothes and spare bedding. It's likely that the design can be customized to allow for a fixed double bed too. During the daytime, plenty of natural light can enter the cabin through various windows and skylights, while nighttime is illuminated by countless accent lights, both in the roof and attached to fixtures and fittings throughout. Beneath the bedroom area lies a garage, an area for storing things like deck chairs and vehicle leveling ramps. Access is from the outside.
Stipan Holken, how you doing, Stipan? You still gonna wait some time because he's going from north down? I'm not too sure what that's in relation to, dude. I don't know how to answer that. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying, dude.
Via a sizable door. Finishing the outside is a retractable awning, a perfect sun shelter for warm winter evenings. The Iridium eMobile 70EB initially went on sale with just 30 limited edition RVs, but pricing now sits between 170 and 200,000 euros for the 2 models with varying power outputs and electric ranges. Furthermore, current plans only suggest that this motorhome will be sold in Europe, not making
200,000 euro. Northern Hemisphere. Yeah, I think Stipan, are you talking about me driving the Northern Hemisphere? I'm in Australia. Yeah, I'm in Australia.
Its way to the States anytime soon. But then again, this smaller style of campervan is more suited to the European style of holidaying, and especially the narrow roads, while a supersized American RV would require a lot more battery power before full electrification. The electrification of cars has largely been a success, while work on vans is carried out across the globe.
That's the Volkswagen ID Buzz. That's their electric van that they're very, very close to releasing.
But what do you think about the removal of petrol and diesel engines from pleasure and holiday vehicles like these? Is a 249-mile range enough? Chances are very few people will be travelling in excess of this each day, but knowing that your freely roaming travels could be hindered by this restriction could be enough to put...
Oh, he's talking about Starlink. Oh, shit. Okay, sorry, Stipan. Sorry, dude. Hang on a sec. Sorry, you're dead right, dude. I don't know why I didn't catch on to that. You're dead right. And thank you, Perdbeer, for clarifying. Yes. Yeah, you're right. He's doing the Northern Hemisphere first, which is fine because we're not ready yet anyway. Like, arguably, I'm still about a year off from approaching Elon, I'd say. I maybe less, but I would suggest I've still got a fair way to go on my own to get this thing going. But yeah, you're dead right. He's doing the Northern Hemisphere. It's kind of strange, right? Because satellites that crisscross the planet, they're not just stopping at the Northern Hemisphere. They're actually doing the full circuit back around. So we're still getting covered in the Southern Hemisphere, but yeah, they're not deploying the stations, the base stations and whatnot. And also, at this particular point, we have heard him say, this is not, I repeat, this is not designed for motorhomes. This is designed for permanent fixtures. Now, he didn't discredit the idea that there may be a roving base station concept, but he said at this particular point, this is not designed to be moved around. It's designed to be put on your roof, and that's it. You point it at the satellites which we tell you to, and that's it. So we're now in 2021. Maybe by the end of 2021, there'll be a roving Starlink, whatever, and it's slightly different. It hasn't got this or hasn't got that, and the speed's a little, there's more latency because it keeps moving from whatever that is. That's what I need to get to that point where I say, here's what we can do with what we've already got. And it looks good, but we do have black spots. We do need this extra help. Elon, will your Starlink, it's already up and running in the Northern Hemisphere. A lot of crew are using it as their landline internet. As their mainline internet, right? Can we use it roving? I know you said you can't. How far have we come on that tech? Can I get involved on some beta testing? Can I get involved down under? The first person to do it down under? That's the plan. I'll take it. If they do pay monthly, I'll have to sell a body organ something, but I'll work something out. You want to buy this electric RV? Yeah. And sorry, I'm just seeing the thumbnail to another video on this channel. The world's first commercial flying car. I'll just put this out there. Let's keep streaming from Stevan on the ground for the time being. Now, I'm not saying if Elon said, dude, do you want to do that shit up in space? I'm not saying I'd decline that. But for the time being, let's keep this shizzle on the ground. The world's first commercial flying car. Great theory. I don't think I want to touch that shizzle though. So let's just leave that there. Flying cars. We've got enough trouble just trying to drive on our roads here, let alone flying. Gotta go and pick up the milk. Oh, we could do the hop. What do they call the hop up on the Angel across and then down just to get the milk. Be easier just to grab a skateboard and off you go. Yeah, I mean Starlink test. Yeah, sorry, Stipen. Yeah, sorry, dude. I don't know why I just couldn't work out what your question or statement was. But you're dead right. They're working from the north down. Yeah, you're dead right. Pertsky, the problem is you need the dish to be constantly repositioned. That will be mechanically expensive and technically challenging. Most likely something that will be made available to military first. I mean, yeah, for sure. But what I'm thinking is there'll be new tech. Because at the moment, the dish has to be aimed. And like I said, Elon will tell you, or the team will tell you which angle you've got to angle that because you're connecting to satellite bank 17.3 RF, right? And you need to stay on RF and not jump over to RZ, for instance. But once we get this down and everything's working, who knows? They might have the dish that connects to whatever's above it. Whereas instead, right now, we're connecting to a particular and a particular array, and we're training ourselves to stay on that one. Well, what's to say that we can't just connect to whatever happens to come in our field is connected, and there's latency and there's redundancy where it stays connected until there's a buffering or whatever the buffer, it keeps it connected, and the next one comes over, and the next one, and when there's so many satellites up there that there's no gaps, well, that's when shit, man, we don't have a gap in connectivity. That's where this goes, I think, anyway. I could be wrong. They are simply large drones, the world's first commercial flying cars. Right. Chris Child, I'd love the RV simply to get out there. With COVID and being told these sort of things are not going to be more commonplace due to humans screwing the planet more than ever. Yeah, that's true, man. You're right. You're right. You're dead right. We do have an issue here, don't we? We've got a particular, like, there's a particular sort of situation we find ourselves in where people can't move around freely and do their own thing. There's more of a restriction. And we don't know how long this is going to last. You know, don't forget, this was COVID-19. It's already 2021, and arguably places are worse off than we were in 2019. Like, I mean, I would suggest the UK right now is worse than what it was in 2019 when COVID first hit. Would you not agree? The end of 2020, the end of 2019, and now the beginning of 2021, I would say the UK is worse than what they were. So we don't really know what to say. We don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. I tell you where I'm going to go though, folks. I'm going to go surfing. The temperature, the wind, everything's perfect right now. I'd like to go surfing. That'll serve two purposes. That'll end this stream here on YouTube, and it will give me a chance to come back in and set up that audio routing for the IRL stream we're going to do in about 8 hours from now on DLive. Now, if you don't follow me on DLive, let me give you a little linky poo to get to me. That in the chit chat is my DLive, the DLive app, or not the app, the DLive website. This is where you can find me. It's in the chit chat right now. I'd suggest going over and following me on DLive, because we're going to be doing an IRL stream, sort of what we've just spoken about. We're going to be doing streaming from Stevan IRL. Did that not come up in the chit chat? It didn't come up. That's kind of strange. Okay, my DLive channel didn't come up. Why did that not come up? I thought I gave you a link then. Let me just give you the link here. Let me just give it to you. I'll just have to get out of here. Let me just give it to you. That's all put me off guard here. I'll just grab it out of here by going dlive.tv. Gives a minute. This will give us the channel here. Metal detecting. We just had 1,800 deaths in a day, which is worse than the prior peak. Hey, by the way, look, here we are. Let's just check a little bit of this content, folks. This is it.
It's just gotten gnarly.
This is literally my IRL
streams. Blowing
streams.
everything away. Holy shit, dudes. It's gonna get hectic here.
A storm came down.
Speaking of which, it's happening right now. Holy shit.
That came in like this, that storm. This is a rerun, obviously.
All right, we've got to go inside. It's cold.
So this is where I spent last weekend live streaming from. A place called Maruya. And in the chat was telling me, oh dude, you got a gnarly storm coming your way. Get ready. And it came on like, and we got hammered with rain. We ended up getting in the van. There was rain pelting down, and we were sitting there drinking a beer, having a chit chat.
Absolutely fucking blowing here. Dude, I gotta get in the van super quick.
My camera got blown over. Right there.
Camera just blew over. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. Dudes, it's absolutely, I gotta put you on the ground and pack this shit down. Holy shit. It's so windy.
Excuse my potty mouth. That shit was going down.
Wow.
So let's skip forward.
Holy crap.
Oh, you can't. This is a rerun. Sorry, I can't even skim forward. But either way, folks, that's the content. Let me put this little link in the chit chat. So that's my DLive channel in the chit chat. I don't know why it didn't come up before, but if you want to catch that content, and you're interested in what I'm going to do with the IRL stuff, there's a little snippet of it playing right now on the DLive. Well, that's actually the whole stream, but you can check that out at your own leisure. But if you're interested in today's stream, I will be restreaming all that. I will be doing it on all the platforms, but I got to work on one audio issue we've got to address. I'll do that today, and when you see a notification, it'll be an IRL stream this afternoon. So we'll see how that all goes. I'm going to go surfing right now. But folks, thanks for being here on this stream. Appreciate having you all here at an unusual time. I can hear the outro music. I'll see you all next time.